Have you ever found yourself sitting in a quiet house thinking, where did everyone go? Maybe your days used to be filled with work, family obligations, and social events. But now, after retirement, things have slowed down. The phone doesn't ring as often, old friends have moved away, and suddenly you realize your social circle isn't quite what it used to be. First of all, let me tell you, you are not alone in feeling this way. It happens to so many people after retirement. Life changes, routines shift, and the friendships that once came effortlessly through work, raising children, or daily activities aren't as easy to maintain. And let's be honest, making new friends as an adult can feel a little awkward, right? But here's the good news. Just because life has changed doesn't mean your ability to form meaningful, fulfilling friendships has disappeared. In fact, retirement can be the perfect time to build the kind of connections that truly enrich your life. Friendships that aren't based on work or obligation, but on shared joy, hobbies, and genuine companionship. So, if you've ever thought, how do I make new friends at this stage of life? You're in the right place. Because today we're going to talk about 5 simple, enjoyable ways to meet new people and create friendships that bring happiness, laughter, and connection into your life. And don't worry, you don't need to be an extrovert or do anything that feels unnatural. These are simple, practical steps that anyone can take. The most important thing? Just being open to new experiences. All right, let's get started. Now let's talk about one of the easiest and most enjoyable ways to make new friends after retirement, joining a social group or club. Think about it. Friendships grow naturally when we spend time with people who share our interests. When we were younger, making friends happened through school, work, or even through our kids' activities. But now with those routines behind us, the best way to meet new people is by being part of something that brings people together. And that's exactly what social clubs and groups do. The great thing about joining a club is that it removes the pressure of finding friends. You don't have to force conversations or wonder what to say because the activity itself creates the connection. Whether it's discussing a great book, planting flowers, or taking a morning walk, friendships happen naturally when we share experiences. Take book clubs, for example. If you love to read, joining a book club is a fantastic way to meet others who enjoy great stories. Instead of sitting at home reading alone, you get to share your thoughts, hear different perspectives, and even discover books you might never have picked up on your own. Or maybe you prefer something more active. Walking or fitness groups are another fantastic way to connect with people. There's something about walking side by side that makes conversation flow so easily. No pressure, no awkward silences, just fresh air, movement, and great company. If you enjoy being outdoors but prefer a slower pace, gardening clubs are a great option. Tending to plants, swapping gardening tips, and watching something grow. It's incredibly rewarding, and even more so when you share it with others. Plus, there's always something to talk about. What's blooming, what's struggling, what to plant next. It's a built-in conversation starter. And let's not forget about the creative side of things. If you've ever wanted to learn painting, pottery, or any kind of craft, art workshops are a fantastic way to meet people while having fun. And don't worry if you're a beginner. Many people join these classes with little to no experience. That's part of the fun. Learning together brings people closer, and you'll find yourself laughing at mistakes, encouraging each other, and maybe even discovering a new passion. Now you might be wondering, how do I actually find these groups? It's easier than you think. Start by checking your local community center. They often host free or low-cost classes and activities. The library. Many have book clubs, discussion groups, or even hobby workshops. Churches or religious centers. They frequently organize social gatherings, volunteer groups, and special interest meetups. Senior centers, specifically designed for retirees, these places are a goldmine for activities and friendships. If you're comfortable with technology, you can also check Facebook groups, meetup.com, or local event listings online to find clubs near you. And remember, you don't have to commit right away. Many clubs allow guests to try a meeting or class before joining. That way, you can see if it's the right fit for you. Let me tell you about Margaret. She retired at 65 and moved to a new town to be closer to her daughter. At first, she felt lonely. She didn't know anyone her age. Then one day she saw a flyer at the library for a local art class. She hesitated but decided to give it a try. That one decision changed everything. Not only did she learn to paint, but she also met a group of women who soon became her closest friends. They started meeting outside of class, having lunch together, and even taking small trips. Margaret's story is proof that friendships can start at any time in life. You just have to take that first step. So if you've been feeling isolated or unsure of where to meet people, joining a club might be the perfect way to start. And don't worry if it feels a little intimidating at first. That's completely normal. The hardest part is just showing up. Once you do, the rest happens naturally. All right, now that we've covered social groups, let's talk about another amazing way to meet people. One that not only helps you build friendships, but also gives back to the community. Now let's talk about another powerful way to make new friends while making a difference. Volunteering. Have you ever noticed how working together toward a shared goal naturally brings people closer? Whether it's organizing donations at a food bank, mentoring a young student, or teaching a skill at a community center, volunteering is one of the best ways to build meaningful friendships after retirement. Why? Because when you're volunteering, you're not just making small talk, you're connecting through purpose. You're surrounded by people who care about the same things you do, and that makes starting conversations and forming bonds so much easier. One of the most popular ways to volunteer is helping at food banks or shelters. These places always need extra hands to sort donations, pack meals, or serve food to those in need. And here's the great thing. Everyone working there is there for the same reason, to help others. That sense of shared purpose creates instant camaraderie. Or maybe you love working with young people. Mentoring programs are a wonderful way to share your life experiences and wisdom with the next generation. Many schools, libraries, and community centers have programs where retirees can tutor students, teach reading skills, or even just be a supportive presence for a child who needs guidance. And if you've got a special talent or skill, why not teach a class or assist in community programs? Many local centers offer free or low-cost classes, and they're always looking for experienced people to help. You could teach English, lead a basic computer class, or even host an arts and crafts session. Not only does this introduce you to other volunteers, but you'll also meet people eager to learn, who might become friends too. Let me tell you about Bob. Bob retired at 70, and for a while he struggled with loneliness. His wife had passed away, and his children lived far away. One day his daughter suggested he volunteer at a community garden. At first, Bob wasn't sure. He didn't know anyone, and he wasn't a big talker. But he gave it a try. Within weeks, he found himself laughing with other volunteers, swapping gardening tips, and even sharing coffee after their morning work. That one decision to volunteer didn't just fill his time, it filled his life with new friendships and a renewed sense of purpose. So how do you start volunteering? Here are some easy ways to find opportunities in your local area. Check with community centers and libraries. They often have bulletin boards with volunteer openings. Visit local churches, mosques, or synagogues. Many run outreach programs that need extra hands. Contact food banks, animal shelters, or senior homes. They're always looking for volunteers. Try websites like volunteermatch.org or local Facebook groups. Many list current opportunities. The beauty of volunteering is that you're not just making friends, you're making a difference. And that's something truly special. So if you've been looking for a way to connect with others while doing something meaningful, volunteering might be the perfect path for you. Now let's move on to another simple but powerful way to make new friends in retirement. Reconnecting with old friends. Because sometimes the best friendships are the ones waiting to be rekindled. 3. Way is reconnect with old friends and acquaintances. Sometimes the friendships we need are already out there, waiting to be rekindled. After all, many of us have friends from the past, people we've lost touch with over the years. But that doesn't mean the connection is gone. It's just waiting for the right moment to come back to life. Think about it. How many friends did you have when you were younger? Maybe people you met at work, through hobbies, or even childhood pals. Then life happened. Jobs, family, and busy schedules pulled you in different directions. Over time, those friendships faded, but that doesn't mean they can't be revived. In fact, now that you're retired, it might just be the perfect time to reconnect. So how do you get started? Well, it's actually much simpler than you think. The first step is just to reach out. Start with a call or text. You'd be surprised how many people would love to hear from you. A simple message like, "Hey, it's been a while, how have you been?" can go a long way. Don't worry about feeling awkward. Chances are they've been thinking the same thing. And if you're not much of a texter or caller, why not send a handwritten letter or card? A little note saying, "I was thinking about you the other day and wanted to catch up," can bring back memories and spark a meaningful conversation. There's something special about receiving something physical, especially in this age of emails and texts. And if you feel like it, take the next step. Organize a small meetup. It could be as simple as grabbing a coffee at a local cafe or inviting someone to your house for a light lunch. You don't have to plan anything elaborate. The goal is just to reconnect and enjoy each other's company again. I'll share a little story with you. Meet James. He retired 5 years ago, and for a while he enjoyed his quiet life. But over the years, he started feeling a little isolated, even though he had good memories of his old friends. One afternoon, he came across an old photo from his college days and saw a picture of his roommate, Tom. James realized they hadn't spoken in years. On a whim, he decided to reach out to him. He sent Tom a message on social media saying, "Hey, I found this photo from our college days and thought of you. How's everything?" To his delight, Tom responded almost immediately. They ended up having a long phone conversation, laughing about their old adventures and catching up on everything that had happened in their lives since then. That one simple message rekindled a friendship that had been dormant for years. And before long, James and Tom were meeting up regularly, enjoying each other's company just like old times. It's amazing how easily friendships can start up again with just one small step. If you're thinking, "But I haven't talked to them in so long, it might feel awkward," don't worry. Most people appreciate being remembered. In fact, they might be waiting for someone else to make the first move. So don't hesitate. Reach out to an old friend, send a thoughtful message, or even invite someone to meet up. You never know. It could be the beginning of a beautiful reconnection. Now, once you've rekindled some old friendships, you might feel inspired to meet new people as well. That's coming up next, as we explore another wonderful way to make friends after retirement, by starting a new hobby or interest. But for now, remember that old friends are just waiting to be found again. Let's talk about something really exciting, learning something new. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I've done everything I want to do. But retirement is the perfect time to open the door to new adventures. And guess what? It's a fantastic way to meet new friends. When you take up a new hobby or class, you're not just learning a new skill, you're also entering a space full of people who share your interests. That's the magic of it. Whether it's dancing, painting, or even learning to play the piano, you're putting yourself in a position to meet like-minded individuals who are also there to learn, have fun, and share experiences. For example, dancing classes are a wonderful way to meet new people. Whether it's ballroom, salsa, or even line dancing, these classes encourage social interaction, help you stay active, and most importantly, let you connect with others in a fun, relaxed setting. You don't need to be a professional dancer. Just be open to the experience. And trust me, after a few weeks, you'll find that your dance partner becomes a friend you look forward to seeing each week. Another great option is cooking or baking classes. Who doesn't love food, right? These types of classes create the perfect environment for meeting people while also learning valuable skills. Plus, there's something about cooking together that builds a sense of camaraderie. Maybe you'll bond over your shared love for baking the perfect loaf of bread, or perhaps you'll swap tips on making the best lasagna. Either way, it's a win-win situation. Or maybe you've always wanted to try something creative, like photography, painting, or creative writing. These hobbies provide the perfect platform for sharing ideas, encouraging each other, and building friendships. And let's face it, who wouldn't want to show off their new artwork or share their favorite photo from a nature walk? Whether it's expressing yourself through a paintbrush or capturing the world through a camera lens, these activities create a natural space for connection. The best part? In all of these scenarios, you're not just learning new things, you're learning alongside others. And that's where the magic happens. When you're all beginners, there's no pressure, everyone's at the same level, and there's a sense of mutual support. Plus, when you share the highs and lows of learning something new, those experiences create bonds that can turn into lasting friendships. So if you've been thinking about trying something new, Now's your chance. Take up a dance class, sign up for a cooking workshop, or grab that camera you've been meaning to use. Not only will you learn something exciting, but you'll also find yourself surrounded by people who share your passions, and that's how friendships are made. In our next section, we'll talk about how you can stay active by volunteering for causes you care about. But for now, think about what hobby or class you might want to try. The possibilities are endless. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Technology? Isn't that for younger people? Well, I'm here to tell you that technology can be a great tool for meeting new people and staying connected, no matter your age. And the best part, it's easier than you might think. Let's start with the basics. You might already be familiar with social media platforms, like Facebook. Believe it or not, Facebook is a fantastic place to reconnect with old friends, but it's also a great way to meet new people. There are groups for just about everything. Whether you're into gardening, books, travel, or even pet care, there's a group for you. Joining a group can feel like stepping into a room full of people who share your passion, and you don't have to worry about long, awkward introductions. Just jump in, start commenting, and before you know it, you'll be chatting with others who share your interests. Plus, many groups have regular meetups or virtual hangouts, making it easy to go from an online friendship to an in-person one. Now, if Facebook feels a bit overwhelming, don't worry. There are other platforms like WhatsApp groups where people from your neighborhood or community can connect in a more informal way. These groups are perfect for sharing tips, planning events, or simply checking in with each other. Sometimes it's just about having a space where you can chat about everyday things, like the weather or your favorite new TV show. And then there are some amazing apps and websites specifically designed for people looking to meet new friends or connect with others in their area. Meetup and Nextdoor are two great options. On Meetup, you can find local events or activities based on your interests, whether it's a hiking group, a book club, or a cooking class. It's an excellent way to step outside your comfort zone, meet new people, and make friends based on shared activities. Another app that's great for community building is Nextdoor. This platform connects neighbors, helping you stay in touch with people in your area. Whether it's finding out about local events, selling something you no longer need, or simply connecting with people nearby, Nextdoor helps build strong, friendly communities. And here's the really fun part. There are also virtual groups and communities designed just for seniors. These communities can range from hobby-focused groups to broader social meetups. Many of them host virtual events, from book readings to cooking lessons to happy hour hangouts. These groups provide a space where you can meet others who are at a similar life stage and form meaningful connections without even leaving your house. Now you might be wondering, is it really possible to form real friendships online? The answer is a resounding yes. Let me tell you about David. David was 68 and initially hesitant about online friendships. But after some encouragement, he joined a local meetup group for people who loved history. At first, he participated in the discussions, but after a few weeks, he struck up a conversation with Linda, a fellow history enthusiast. Over time, their online chats grew into a true friendship. They eventually decided to meet up in person at a local museum, and that in-person meeting blossomed into a wonderful, lasting friendship. So don't be afraid to embrace technology. Whether you're joining a Facebook group, chatting on WhatsApp, or exploring Meetup or Nextdoor, technology can open doors to new friendships. And trust me, the friendships you make online can be just as real and meaningful as those you meet in person. So, if you haven't already, take a moment today to explore these platforms. You might just find your next best friend waiting for you. Well, there you have it, 5 easy ways to make new friends after retirement. Let's quickly recap. 1. Join a social group or club that aligns with your interests, whether it's a book club, gardening group, or fitness class. 2. Volunteer for a cause you care about and connect with like-minded individuals. 3. Reconnect with old friends and acquaintances. Sometimes the friendships you need are already there. 4. Take up a new hobby or class and meet people while learning something fun and exciting. 5. Use technology to meet people and stay connected, whether it's through social media, apps, or online communities. Remember, it's never too late to build meaningful relationships. Whether you're looking for companionship, shared experiences, or simply someone to talk to, there are countless opportunities out there. You don't need to take giant leaps. Just starting with one small step today can set you on the path to new and fulfilling friendships. I want to hear from you. What has been your experience with making new friends after retirement? Have you tried any of these methods, or maybe you have some of your own tips to share? Drop your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. And don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe for more videos like this, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on new content designed to help you live your best life after retirement. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with more tips on how to live your best, most fulfilling life. Take care and happy connecting.